Natural Saturday. My name is William Michael Forbes. I'm a spiritual medium, a channel, and an intuitive life coach. And today, on our live guided meditation, we're going to be bringing through the energy of Archangel Gabriel and the vibration of love and uniting humanity. And understanding how vibration works is really important. When you get to a place where you realize that frequencies of sound that you make with your voice are frequencies of energy that you make with thoughts in your mind, because thoughts are an electrical flow of energy. It's so important to understand that when you think a thought, you set in motion a flow of electrons. And this flow of electrons creates a current of electrical energy, an electromagnetic current. The more intense the emotion is with a thought, the more intense the current becomes. So if you are thinking very deeply about something and you are feeling very deeply about it, you are generating a current. The deeper and more feeling the thought and emotion has, the stronger the current. Much the same way as you can turn up the volume on your radio or television or electrical device, you can turn up the volume and make it sound louder. Louder increases the intensity of the signal. In this case, we are working with a signal of energy in the form of an emotion called love. And it is the love that you understand it to be. It is not anything other than what you know love to be. You do not need to know what somebody else thinks love is or what they might perceive to be. All you need to be able to tap into today is your feeling of love. Now, there are things that are going to happen when you tap into certain emotions within yourself deliberately. When you tap into certain emotions within yourself deliberately, creation is deliberate. It is not accidental. Divine design is divine design. The highly organized way in which matter and energy work through the dimensions of time and space and the other multi-dimensions of non-time space relative to this is a process that's very simple, but highly, highly, highly organized. It is not random. Experiences in your life are not random. And so today in our guided meditation will be simply you aligning yourself to your vibration of love as you know it to be. And in aligning yourself to that vibration of love as you would know it to be, or even as you would hope it to be, because the nature of yourself as a soul is that you are a creator. You are a creator. So when you begin to consider what would love feel like if I had love right now, for any of you, it would be better than any feeling that's not such a good feeling. And to the degree and extent you're able to engage that, you shift your experience of your own being, you shift your experience of your creative output towards that frequency, in this case, the vibration of love. So whatever you define love as being for yourself, I simply ask that you take the time to consider what love is as a feeling for you, and to really, as we go towards the meditation, to allow yourself to indulge consciously in what love feels like for you. You may use times in your life that you have felt good to begin to shift from a feeling of not so good to times that you had felt good in your past. And even if you think of a time you felt good in your past, you will stimulate the energy of that vibration in the present moment. Even though that is being used from the past, you are stimulating it in the present moment, because in truth, there is no past, there is no future, there is only this moment. And it is only in this moment that you can assert creative authority and influence over your experience of this material world. And so consider, what is love as a feeling for you? If you had that feeling of love, how would it feel? To consider, even to begin to consider what love is as a feeling for you, begins a creative process, not only in the idea, but in your physical brain and in your body, a process of creation simply by asking the question, what is love as a feeling for me? It is not simply an erroneous question. It is a creative influence. For all lines of inquiry in your mind are a creative influence. Whatever you wonder about is a creative influence. The more you wonder about something, the more it becomes an influence. If you're wondering whether or not you're going to succeed in something, it is a creative influence. And if your leanings are towards, I want to succeed, then the creative influence is towards that thing called success, as you would define it to be. So too it is true of this vibration of love. Now, I had said to this one yesterday that there'll be a process today of a guided meditation wherein the frequency of love would be utilized to unite humanity. To unite humanity. When you understand how vibration works, you do not need to concern yourself with how the vibration will organize the conditions of matter around you. For matter will respond to vibrations just as your nervous system will respond to your consideration of what is love as a feeling for me. What is love as a feeling for you? Consider this. Your nervous system begins to respond. Just as it responds, you say, I am thirsty, I need some water to drink. Your nervous system responds by going up and taking the body to a tap or to a bottle or to a jug and getting water from it and drinking it. Your thought is a creative influence on the conditions of your nervous system and your body. It is a creative influence. Your thought is a creative influence over your world. As you gain more awareness and become more conscious in how you deliberate your thoughts, you become more, we could use the word in control of, but we'd rather say you become more conscious of the fact that you are causing conditions in your world deliberately or unconsciously, and we prefer that you do it deliberately. And today the goal is for you to deliberately articulate a feeling of love for yourself, and then be willing to offer that vibration outward. You are listening to a beautiful piece of music, and you find yourself swaying to the music because you love it. It is so beautiful. It is because the vibration of that music enters your system, and your system is inducted into that vibration. It is brought into it by that vibration. Well, you too are an inducer of change through the use of thought, which is a form of directing energy into vibration. When you think a thought, you set vibration into motion, as the music is a vibration set into motion. And so you contemplate and you consider and you weigh this feeling of what is love as a vibration for me, or what is joy as a vibration for me, or what is excitement as a vibration for me. As you consider what are these for me, how do I experience love as a vibration for me? As you continue to give this attention, you begin to evolve an energy. You begin to evolve an energy. And the more you give attention to that which you're evolving, the more you are deliberately creating the energy you are evolving. And as the energy begins to intensify, as you begin to really weigh your attention on what is love as a feeling for me right now, to continue to give attention to that, it's like listening to that song. The more you listen to it, the more you get into it. Well, your brain and your body listen to you all of the time. And when you're deliberately considering an idea of love, your brain and body, the more you consider it, you get induced into it. They get induced into it. And then as they get induced to it, certain actions, certain words, certain expressions begin to come out from your body, just as certain expressions will come out from a person that is not in love, that are perhaps upset. Certain expressions inevitably come out of all of us when we give attention to certain qualities of vibration, always beginning with the form of an idea. In this case, what is love as a vibration for you. And then when you radiate or broadcast that vibration out, even if you do not overtly say or do anything, but you are intending to expand that vibration of love as you know it to be out to the world, as you begin to expand it out to the world, you are broadcasting a vibration. And every one of you is doing this, whether you are aware of it or not. Every one of you in this world is doing this. You are broadcasting vibrations. You are receiving vibrations. And you have choice over what vibrations you will broadcast when you know that. And you have choice over what vibrations you will receive once you know that. And our goal is very simple today, to get you conscious that you are not simply in this world experiencing random things by chance, but you came into this world to creatively and intentionally articulate your creative capabilities so that you can know who you are as a creative intelligence living through a physical medium. And all of us have gone through this process. Those of us that were in body, those of us that are now just as consciousness, and those of us that are able to flow freely through other realms of creation. But all of you are a creative influence in your world. There is no exception to this. You may also likewise be influenced by the world around you to be an effect of someone else's creative influence. And so you will have us often caution you, be mindful for what you will give attentions to. For what you give attention to, you begin to articulate as creation. If you give attention to your joy, you will articulate more joy. If you give attention to your sorrow, you'll give more articulation to your sorrow. If you listen to someone who's saying beautiful things to you about you, you feel a certain way. If you're listening to someone who says terrible things about you, you will feel a certain way. You are either a process of deliberately creating and articulating your expression, or you are deliberately being subjective to the articulations of others. But in the process of creation, you go through both of those until you decide, which one will I be? Will I be the creator, or will I be the subject to other people's creating? And so, to understand this, you must have the experience that you articulate changes in your world simply by what you give attention to, with enough deliberation. The idea that you are beautiful, for example. The idea that you are not beautiful. These are ideas, but they are not who you are. But when you give attention to any idea, you give it your life. You give it an energy that makes it become something that is embodied in your experience. And you always, at all times, have choice to change what you're creating. Humanity is at a very divisive place in its consciousness, not because it wants to be divided, but because there is a learning going on, a learning about who are you, what is your role, why are you here, what is its purpose. And the only way you can come to understand that is through experiences that let you articulate that which you want to experience from that which you do not want to experience. And so you have these polarities, seemingly, that are really just different legs of the learning process. One takes you in that direction, another takes you in that direction, and you get to decide which direction feels best for you, which direction makes you feel more fulfilled and happy. And then when you have chosen your energy, your direction, the way in which you wish to go, then you can go down your path of creation consciously and deliberately. Many of you go back and forth from pleasure to pain, from joy to suffering, waiting at some point to decide which one will you choose. Many of you still believe that your choice is not within you, that the world is what is responsible for whether or not you have joy or sorrow. And I say simply, that is not true. The world is not responsible as to whether or not you have joy or sorrow. You are. But there are many that seek to have others fulfill them. And so if another turns to you and says, this is what will give you joy, and you listen to them and it does not give you joy, then you have simply learned something that does not give you joy. But we want to keep this very simple today. The complexities are not as complex as you might think. There's a great simplicity. There's a great simplicity in your creation. Whatever you will choose to give your attentions to, that you shall create, that you shall experience. So be willing in this day to go deeply into this. What is love as a feeling for you? What is love as a feeling for you? Go deeply into your attentions with this. What is love as a feeling for you? As you continue to direct your creative attentions this way, what is love as a feeling for you? What is love as a feeling in your body? What is love as a feeling? What is love as a thought? What is love as an experience? As you give your attention to these things, you are setting in motion creative energy. And the more you give attention to what is love as a feeling, and you begin to suddenly sense that that feeling is good, that that feeling makes your body relaxed, that that feeling makes you want to smile or celebrate. Whatever the love is for you as a feeling is what the love is for you as a feeling at this time. It will evolve, it will change, but it will also create. The moment you begin to deliberately articulate that awareness of what love is as a feeling for you, you are setting in motion creation. You are deliberately beginning a process of creation. And even if you do not see immediate evidence around you, if you experience the gentleness of love, the playfulness of love, the excitement of love, the enthusiasm of it, the desire to include and embrace that love naturally aspires to do. As you experience more of that within yourself, rest assured, over a period of time, you'll also begin to see it showing up around you as different people and events and circumstances. For the energy of one emotion over another has very different effects in the creative process of your world. The emotion of anger versus love, they create very different effects in your conditions of time and space. And while you may not understand everything we are saying, we do know you can understand this, that love for you, whatever it may be, will grow. Just as whatever for you would make you afraid, if you give it attention, will grow. It is very simple. Whatever you give your attentions to will continue to grow. And so in this place of your time of humanity, you see great division. And we say this is great opportunity. You must stay in love for your own sake to understand it, as much as you will live in anger for anger's sake to understand it. But one will produce very distinctly different results in your life than the other. And we encourage you in this day to consider only what is love as a feeling for you. What is love as a feeling for you? How is love as a feeling in your body? How is love as a thought in your mind? How is love in the world around you? How would it appear? To consider these things, you begin a creative process. Much the same way as you consider, I've got this sensation in my body where I'm thirsty. And you're giving attention to that sensation, and suddenly you realize, I'm thirsty. And you pick up your glass because you're thirsty and you drink your water. What? Excuse me. It really meant it was thirsty, not wanting a sip. It was thirsty. The body was thirsty. You become aware of the sensation, and then action comes from the sensation. So what you will say And what you will do when you feel the sensation of love in yourself is very different than anything else. So be willing to give it attention. The meditation will be short, but very effective at giving you the opportunity to shift and to change your existing state of mind and body. It will not change itself. Your mind and body cannot change themselves, and many of you hope they will change themselves. They will not change themselves because they are your servants, not your master, but you have it more within your capability as awareness to affect the necessary changes in mind and body. And so this will be a very simple process of breathing. Did you know that when you assert your body to breathe, you are asserting your divine authority over that condition of body? Do you have your body breathe as you would instruct it to breathe? Do you have your body be still as you would instruct it to be still, to be willing to let this body become receptive to you? And when the body is more receptive to you, it is less distracting. In other words, when the body is at rest, you can then turn to your mind where there are thoughts and memories and considerations that are often ongoing incessantly, but which you can simply say, shh. You can turn this thought mechanism off. You can teach it to turn off. Many of you have been taught to keep it on all the time. You watch so many things that distract you. You pay attention to things that disturb you, and you wonder why your mind is disturbed and distracted. But your mind is still your servant and not your master. And when you take the time, to give that mind permission to be still, to not allow it to think, to simply have it be still, then your mind and your body at rest become more open and receptive to you and your designs and your ideas. In this case, the idea of what is love as a feeling for me. And as you consider what love is as a feeling for me, when your mind and your body are still and receptive to you as the awareness that hears these words, to you as the awareness that can have the body sit, to you as the awareness that can ask the thoughts to be still, to be quiet, for you as the awareness that can feel the joy when your mind and body rest for you, become open and receptive to you, and then consider what is love as a feeling for me, and to observe how your mind and body respond when you communicate that thought to them. What is love as a feeling for you? What is love as a feeling for you? And you watch what the mind and the body respond with. When you have a sensation to whatever degree of what love is as a feeling for you, you want to give it attention. You want to give that feeling of love attention, so that your attentions put energy, your attention puts energy into what you put it upon. In this case, you put your attention upon what is love as a feeling for you. What is love as a feeling for you? As you continue to give it attention, that feeling will begin to expand. And then when that feeling expands, you want to let it fill your body. You can use your breath to intensify and strengthen the vibration of love that you begin to stimulate with your attention. And as that sensation of love, however it is for you, as you give it attention and you breathe that feeling to expand it, to intensify it in your body, to intensify it in your mind, to intensify it in the space around you. Using your breath, you will expand it outwards. We will walk you through this. This will be very short, between 5 and 7 minutes of your precious time. And if you're willing to give your body permission to relax and be still, and if you're willing to give your mind permission to rest and be still and quiet, it requires your permission. It may not know that it can do that because some of you have minds that you allow to run on like a child uncontrolled in a playground. You must give your mind gentle insistence to be still, to be quiet, to be peaceful. Gently, be still, be quiet, be peaceful. As the mind and body go into that state, you begin to feel a liberation where the body is still and quiet. Some of you may even experience yourself as falling asleep, but we can say that you will never fall asleep. You are always alive as being. But if your body and mind go to that place where they fall silent, and you think, oh, what happened? I've fallen asleep. We say to you, no. You have simply given this mechanism rest. You've allowed yourself to step out of the costume. You can learn to stay awake outside the body and the mind when they are in rest. And the process of deeper meditations are something that we will address at a later time. But for today, we wanted this to be simple as the process of cultivating a deliberate energy of love and nurturing it to expand in your body, nurturing it to expand in your mind, and nurturing to expand in the world. When this feeling is broadcast out, much the same way as the song that is playing on a radio that gets you to sway and move to it, much the same way as you broadcast that feeling, that vibration of love outward, it is like a song that is being broadcast. Though you do not see it, it is there. Just like the sound from the song that is playing for you. You do not see it, but you feel it. Your body feels it as a sound vibration, but you do not see the sound. But your body experiences the sound. So too, when you transmit a wave of love, a vibration of love out from your body, it radiates out. And like the song, and those who have ears to hear and eyes to see will begin to hear and see differently, for that vibration will cause a change in them. And it is not your concern as to how this vibration will affect others, but I can assure you that when that vibration is transmitted out, that it deliberately organizes conditions of matter and time and space into the image and likeness of itself. So the transmission of love is a very different effect in matter, time and space than a transmission of fear or anger. The functions of body change according to the function of emotion that you most habitually hold on to. Many of you hold on to emotions of fear and anger. This is much of what you have been struggling with as a species for near 72,000 years, to try and find that balance where you're not lost in your fear. And that is overcome when the body is trained, but we will again go into that at a later time. So this meditative process will take 5 to 7 minutes. And for those of you that have been with us from the beginning, you are no doubt feeling some sense of calmness by now as you contemplate what is love as a feeling for you. Go deeply into that. What is love as a feeling for you? As you go into that, you begin to evolve it. You begin to build it. The very nature of your attention is such that it creates. Yes. He's saying he will take some questions now before we begin. So let's take a few questions, and then meditation will take only 5 to 7 minutes after that. Let's see what we got here. Hello, Allison. Hi, Kelly. Hi, Fardiba. Hi, Jerusalem. Hi, everybody. Good to see you guys. Wonderful. As you know, the Shortcuts Supernatural Saturdays being moved to 10 a.m. on Saturdays from this time forward. So please make note of that in your calendars for those of you that come here regularly to the show. Please remember that. Yes, just a moment here. So questions. We'll take 3 questions before we actually begin, and then we're going to do the meditation. But as the questions are being asked and answered, please continue to consider, what is love as a vibration for you? Consider that. What is love as a feeling for you? The more you go into that, it's like that on my desk, honey. There we go. And if not, we'll just go through this way. Okay, here we go. Question from Fardiba. Does Archangel Gabriel have any message for me today, please? He's saying the message is right now. The message is right now. You must understand the nature of your creation. Please understand the nature of your creation and how you affect it and how you change it. Many of you seek to wait for something out there to tell you what to think or to say or to do, but the message is very simple, that you are the creation, creating your creation. This is what you are doing right now. Question from Patricia. What is the blue light that disappears as soon as I notice it? Archangel Michael is playing with you. Again, try not... He's saying you keep trying to validate what you know with your senses. When you sense my presence, simply close your eyes. Do not try to see with your eyes. So many of you try to see us with your physical eyes when we are not necessarily in physical representation for you. Please take the time when you sense my presence to close your eyes, to feel the communication, the offering, the exchange that you keep trying to grab as something that is a physical thing, but rather it is something I offer you as a meaningful energy to be exchanged. In the level that I operate on, it is not simply giving you things and trinkets to hold on to. It's an exchange of energy. And you keep asking for my assistance, and you are not going to receive it in necessarily the way your mind and body tell you that you will. So please, when you sense my presence again, just close your eyes. Do not try to capture my presence with your senses, but feel the essence of the exchange of energy that's being offered, that you have requested. Great question, Patricia. You too far, Herdiba. Yes, that's correct. Question from Grace. I would love a message from Archangel Gabriel. You know, it's funny. Gabriel keeps laughing and saying, why don't they understand? Why don't you not understand that I have been giving you the message as you have been listening? You've been seeking to ameliorate your suffering, and yet love will ameliorate all of your suffering. Love will ameliorate all of your suffering. Not some of it. It will ameliorate all of it. But first you must know it and align yourself to it. Stay present with it. But my message has been very clear. One more question and we're going to start the meditation. Question from Christina. Hi, Christina. You're new to the channel. For those of you that are new to the channel, if you like the content, please remember to click on the subscribe and the notification bell so you get notified when we come live. Again, we come live 10 a.m. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday for the meditation on Saturday and for the lessons that the different divine beings and ascended masters and other celestial beings that come through want to offer us at this time. Christina's asking, I used to love everything and everyone, but in the last period is like I lost all of this love, even for my pets. Does Archangel Gabriel give me any advice? Yes, you will have this today. If you follow what I've said so far, there will be no need for your suffering. It is not that you have lost the sensation of love. It is simply that you see that the world has lost that sensation of love. Many of you are disconnected of it, and so many of you are yearning for this feeling of love to come from another. You want someone else to love you. You want the world to give you that which you already possess. You are love. You are love. To know this in your essential nature, that you are love, but you are also creative. And you have free will. And therefore you can choose to create suffering if you wish. God does not delight in anything other than seeing you create and learning to create. But you have free will to choose love, to choose fear, to choose joy, to choose sorrow. But love is your essential nature. It is the very essence of creation, what you are. Your very awareness is the flashpoint of creation. And so remember this, that the love that you are is never lost. But it must be expressed in order for you to know that you are what you are in this dimension. To experience love in this dimension, so many of you are like turtles that have pulled your head into the shell because you see so many things going on in the world that are unpleasant. But this is the time to be more love, to be that more of what you are, that your suffering and the suffering of others will come to a much more expedient end. So remember, as you go through this today with us, this gentle meditation, what is love as a feeling for you? It is not something you get from the world. It is the nature of what you are, but you must consider and reflect upon what you are to know that you are what you are. So, this will be very simple. Once you understand that that body is your servant, that your mind is your servant, and that you are its master. And let me use that word with great reverence, for in this context, the word master is one that cares and honors and cherishes and respects thought and form. For these are the only mechanisms of creation that you have while living in this material dimension. And therefore, your loving authority over your mind and body is very important. So please, if you have water with you, please make certain that you drink some water just before beginning. And when you are complete, make certain you drink water after you complete. This is necessary because the body requires more energy when you begin to articulate mind and body differently. When you breathe your body as you're going to be breathing your body, and you give your body permission to be still and quiet, you must, again, for some of you that will have a restless body, I encourage you to remember that you can simply, repeatedly encourage your body to rest, be still, be quiet, be peaceful. You encourage your body gently, lovingly, not from a place of frustration, from a place of a loving authority, saying it's okay to rest. And we're going to have you breathe in a very specific way, very gently and consciously. Understand that when you articulate your body to breathe, that is, when you deliberately have your body breathe, as we will show you in a few moments, you are actually asserting your will over the conditions of matter in your body. When you go breathing in, and you breathe out, you are deliberately articulating the body. This is an authority that you now begin to assume over the body. Deliberately breathing in, slowly and deeply, and filling your lungs. And breathing out. You're deliberately articulating the body to be what you need it to be, for you to do what you need it to do. So please, sip your water. Make certain your body will not be disturbed for 5 to 7 minutes. And then breathe deeply and slowly. Breathe deeply into your body, deeply and slowly, and fill your lungs completely. And then hold your breath for 3 seconds. And as you exhale, give that body that you're in permission to relax. As you exhale, give the body you're in permission to relax. Let all the muscles in that body relax. Give them permission to relax. And with each breath, do this again. You draw your breath in and fill your lungs completely. Hold your breath for 3 seconds. And as you exhale, you're giving the body permission to relax. Giving all the muscles in that body permission to relax. The body enjoys relaxing because there is no tension. There is balance. With each of your breaths, make certain you breathe and hold your breath for 3 seconds. And when you exhale, give it permission to relax even more. Looking upon your face and giving the muscles in your face permission to relax. Turning to your neck and shoulders and giving them permission to relax. And each breath in, you give muscles permission to relax. The chest, the back, the stomach, giving them all permission to relax. You're articulating the body to a new state of being. And as you breathe in, allowing the muscles of the legs and pelvis to relax, giving them permission to relax. If the body is slightly restless, breathe deeply. Simply exhale and release the restlessness from the body with your breath. Release the restlessness from your body with your breath. Each breath giving your body permission to go deeper. And as the body continues to breathe and release and relax and let go, turn your attention to the place of your thoughts, your memories. Turn your attention to your place of thoughts and memories. And breathe your breath into your thoughts and memories. And as you exhale, release the thoughts and memories from you. As you exhale, releasing thoughts and memories. Drawing the breath into the thoughts and memories and holding the breath for 3 seconds. And as you exhale, release the thoughts with the breath. Giving the mind permission to not think by releasing thought. If there is more thought, breathe deeply into the thought. Hold your breath. And as you exhale, releasing the thought with your breath, releasing the thought with your breath. Now gently let your awareness feel the space around your body. Feel the space just around your body. And to that space around your body, think the thought, thank you for being a part of my life. Think that thought to your body and the space of the body. Just thinking that one thought to the body and the space of your body. Thank you for being a part of my life. And very gently, breathe deeply, holding the breath for 3 seconds. And as you exhale, letting the mind and body go deeper into stillness, allowing them to be open and receptive to your awareness. Now consider the idea. What is love as a feeling for me? And be aware of what sensation emerges. Consider what is love as a feeling for you at this time. Whatever sensation you begin to experience, give your attention to that sensation of love as a feeling at this time. Now use your breath to expand that sensation of love. Use your breath to expand that sensation of love that you are feeling at this time. Hold the breath for 3 seconds. Hold that expanded feeling for 3 seconds. And as you exhale, allow that feeling to expand out from you. Use your breath to strengthen and expand the feeling of love for you at this time. Allow that feeling to permeate and penetrate the cells of your body as you breathe. Allow that sensation of love as you breathe to fill your memories and your future. Use your breath to expand that feeling of love into your memories and into your future. Now use your breath to strengthen and intensify the feeling of love even more. Hold the breath for 3 seconds. And as you exhale, expand that feeling out like a wave, a concentric sphere expanding out encompassing all life on this planet. You do not need to understand what all life is. You just merely need to allow this energy of love as you know it to be to expand outward with your breath, using your breath to expand it outward, to move and encounter all life on this planet. Now move your awareness into the space in the very middle of your head. Use your breath and draw the vibration of love into the middle of your head. The feeling of love as you know it to be at this time. And at your exhale, allow yourself to just be the feeling of love. Just be the vibration of love that you're feeling at this time. Just allow yourself as awareness to rest in that vibration. You can direct that vibration to any part of your body, specifically if you wish to, or to any situation in your life at this time. Simply use your breath and allow that vibration of love as you're experiencing it, as you're being now, to go to any situation, person, or circumstance in your life. So you draw your breath in. As you exhale, you direct that vibration to a specific place, event, person, or location in your own body. Notice how you feel doing this. Notice how you as an awareness are feeling doing this. And very, very, very gently, allow the eyes of your body to open. Allow yourself to just be feeling the feeling with the eyes open. Stay in the feeling and just be aware of what has changed in your body to whatever degree it has changed by allowing yourself to be the creative energy. Feel how your body feels. Notice the difference in the quality of what you're aware of in your thoughts. Whatever has changed is a result of what you have created using the sensation of love as you understand it this time, because the moment you give attention to something, you begin to add energy to it. So just notice the difference in your body, the difference in the space around your body. These are effects of your creation. Make certain you gently return to the body and give it some water to drink. If you wish to remain longer in that energy, please do so. To become familiar with the reality that you can change the state of your body and the state of your mind, to become familiar with your ability to do that is the beginning of your freedom from who you have been. It's the beginning of your freedom to know that you can alter and change the conditions of your body and your mind. This is the beginning of freedom. In emanating that vibration outward from yourself, it is like you are broadcasting a song through a communication system. You may not see it, but you have sent the signal. And your world will be changed. Your individual world, as well as the world around you, will be changed to a certain degree. The nature of what you are as a being is very different than the nature of who you've been taught to believe you are from what the world has told you you are supposed to be. There's a big distinction between the personality you have and who you are as a sentient soul, a spirit of universal light. There's a distinction between you and the thoughts, you and that body, that when that distinction is properly understood, then the role that you have of creator over your life begins to become more apparent as a functional reality for you, that you get to alter thoughts, you can alter body, you can alter time and space very deliberately. We will take 2 more questions and we will then depart from you today. Yes, question from Adam. Can I ask Archangel Metatron on how, for you specifically, if you got salt water near you, or if you have Celtic sea salt or Himalayan pink sea salt, have a salt bath right now. The salt will really help with your grounding, because he says you got energy that's very like ungrounded, and you already know this. So being able to get yourself to a place where you can electrically, salt and water are really great for electrical conductivity and grounding. So get into a body of salt water so that your electrical system will rebalance. That's what he's saying right now. Yes. Hi, Patricia. Wonderful. Oh, yes. No, totally. Yeah, it goes without saying. He feels the gratitude. Question from Sunny. What role does the soul family or mate have in my life? Thank you. Well, you'll understand that better if you understand what has been done today. It's not what role they have in your life, it is what role do you have in their life. What role do you have in their life? You get to decide that. You get to decide that. Question from Faradiba is someone is being disrespectful. Is there any way you can stop him? Yes. This one must stop themselves, but you do not have to engage in the vibrational transmissions that they are imparting to you. Again, they are imparting an energy that they do not know how to manage themselves. They are in a very unpleasant state of internal suffering that they do not know how to ameliorate. And those of you that are unaware of how to change or alter conditions of mind are often feeling stuck in conditions of emotional energy that represent that state of mind that you cannot control. This one is this difficulty going on right now. You simply must stay in alignment with love. Do not take on their energy. It is very clear that you recognize that they're suffering. This has nothing to do with you unless you choose to take on their vibrations. You may also likewise remove yourself from their person. But again, if you find and recognize the nature of their disrespect is their suffering, then you must simply point it out to them that you understand that they are suffering. In order for them to treat you this way, they must be in great discomfort. Have compassion for them. You'd be surprised at what happens to people that are trying to be discharging the emotions they cannot process themselves. When suddenly you have compassion for them, you're not simply having compassion for them, you're having compassion for their suffering. And the part of them that suffers know that you are sincere in your desire to be compassionate. I'm sorry that you are suffering. What do you need to not suffer anymore? You will begin to see new ways of assisting others when you recognize that much of their behavior is the suffering that they themselves do not know how to liberate themselves from. they believe their suffering is the same as who they are. And clearly this is not the case. Thank you for that question. Wonderful. Yeah, me too. I thank you so much for Holly. Yeah, I feel that way too with Gabriel. Wonderful. The level of simplicity that Gabriel wants to say, that the level of simplicity of transformation is going to increase for everyone. For those that have the ears to hear, they will begin to understand that the simplicity of transformation is going to become very apparent, as you could feel as I walked you through this process. You could feel the change, the subtle change in your energy, primarily because you allowed the vibrations to come in, but likewise you began to engage your own creative force in that process of vibration. As you align yourself to that sensation of love as it is for you, you begin to articulate an expansion, an evolution in that energy. And then the process of change becomes simple, because now you're causing your own immediate effects of being, and not dependent on the world to make you feel a certain way, or think a certain way, or do a certain way. You now realize, I can generate this feeling of joy. I can generate these thoughts of love. When you realize that you are able to generate states and conditions of being, you will no longer be subjective to the confines of your mind and body. You will be liberating your mind and body from the confines that the world has imposed upon them. The simplicity of transformation is what is repeatedly being articulated through this one, which is why we are so open to him, because he is a very simple person. But understand, the simplicity of transformation is going to become very apparent to all of you. Thank you, Drusilla, for that super chat. Really appreciate it. Yeah. I think we're good today, guys. Yes. I want to thank Archangel Gabriel. I love the simplicity of this meditation today. And if you really understand that, you really understand the level of simplicity in our creative process, it's going to become very apparent. But everybody's trying to get everybody else to end their suffering. Some people want the government to take care of them because they don't believe they're capable of doing it themselves. They haven't been taught. And government want the people to comply because the government is out of control and doesn't know how to control its behaviors and its spending and its rules and its laws. Everybody's trying to get somebody else to end their suffering. Your suffering will end from within you. You must learn to articulate the end of your own suffering. For the more you depend upon the world around you, the less connection you have to that which is within you. You are all liberated and free creators, but you must know this. Yes, the simplicity of this will become very apparent to you. Again, thank you. If you want to support this channel and the work that we do, please go to my Patreon page, patreon.com/William Michael Forbes. Please give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you're new here today. Click the notification bell. We come live 10 a.m. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday for the meditation portion of the program. I want to thank all of you so much for sharing your precious time with us today. I want to thank, again, Archangel Michael for coming in today. Yeah, whoever asked that question, I get goosebumps. Whoever asked that question, remember, don't try to see him that way. Feel the communication he's trying to give you. He's laughing. He says a lot of that happens a lot. When Michael shows up for a lot of people, they'll get that blue flash of light and they try to see and they lose the message. It's not about the physical information. It's about what he's trying to communicate to you as information. You know, we have become so dependent on our bodies that our bodies are suffering because our bodies can only take care of themselves within the limits of what you know. And until you learn, anyway, yeah, sorry, I won't do that anymore. Okay. Anyway, he wants you to do that. Pay attention. When you sense his energy present, don't just try to see him or feel him. Feel the communication, the information. It gets easier. Anyway, much love to all of you. Have yourselves a wonderful, joyful day. Hi, Monica. No. She called to us, eh? They're laughing. Monica, listen. You are not skipped. You have to understand you are not alone. Please understand you are not alone. You are never alone. And in your heart right now, as it begins to beat a little faster at our recognition of you, please understand that you are not alone. So many of you seek to articulate our presence with your senses, but we are always around you. We are always around you. Thank you, Monica. Thank you for expressing that, because I've been there. I've been there. I understand. So much love, everybody. Have yourselves a wonderful, a joyful day. I will see you on Monday on Shortcuts for Your Soul. I have a feeling we're going to have an amazing lineup this week of beings coming in. And yeah, just so much. Anyway, have yourselves a wonderful and a joyful day, and I will see you on Monday. Bye for now.